had to go shopping because we needed some cat food and some other household items for Dad goes to Santa Fe, hang out. So had to go to the store and then wash the truck. Got attacked by mosquitoes. It was a little, and so, it was after 5, and that's like lawyer time around here. Mosquitoes, me, bloodsuckers. It's funny. Okay. Yes, it is. No, it's not. Okay. But man, I'm tired. But I talked to this lady in the store that works with kids with disabilities. She talks about how we have to protect the kids with disabilities from kids that, quote, don't have disabilities. And it's like, don't you think the kids that take advantage of kids with disabilities are more disabled than the kids with disabilities? Technically, yes. People that will take advantage of people that are vulnerable are disabled. Am I not my brother's keeper? Love thy neighbor as thyself. You've got to, babies need protection, and their innocence needs protection, so we can all live, faithful, loving lives. Right? So if we don't protect the innocent from the guilty, then we're disabled, right? And that's the truth. So I sat there and I told the lady, I said, the most disabled people in the world are scientists, celebrities, and politicians. And she laughed and said, well, yeah, celebrities and politicians, but not scientists. And I said, if you really think that celebrities and politicians tell scientists what to do, I showed her my scars on my legs and around my face and all that stuff. I said, the scientists did this to me. Okay. Donald Trump didn't do this to me. Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez and Jay-Z and P. Diddy didn't do this to me. The scientists did this to me. The scientific community says, oh no, the scientists are always seeking truth. I go, they always tell me that. They always tell me that. But truth is, life is eternal and grace is infinite. Okay. And forgive debt and trespass, love, and eternal faithful peace. They always tell me they're seeking truth. If life is eternal and grace is infinite, that's the truth. You don't seek it, you live it. So you live faithful lives because you're truthful. You can think you're scientific. You can think you can discount love and emotions by taking the brain apart, studying it to the minutest detail until that's exactly what happens in your brain while you're feeling these emotions, right? And so you try to explain on the way to the store. Jennifer Lopez crying in my head in the truck, right? You sign the thing, it's in the 1990s, and you sign up to financially protect your family because they're always getting killed and abused because of you think you're keeping them safe, and they tell you if you betray this, you betray our cocoon, our safety, and you're young and you're scared and you're vulnerable and you want to keep people safe, and they put you in and they tell you they'll kill your family if you try to get out of the temple site Illuminati. I'm like, I know, Jennifer, I know. She's so cute. No, she really is. Everybody talks what a bitch she is. That's hard. That's hard. When you're the most sought after sex object in the world for 20 years, okay, from 1990 to 2010, right? You're the most sought after sex object in the whole world. No, this is the truth. Okay. From 1990 to 2010. Okay. She's the most sought after sex object in the whole world. Compared to it's the next J. Yada yada. Because she's an actress, she's a dancer, she's a very talented dancer, she's a talented actress, she has talent enough to entertain. She can sing. Okay. She can sing. She sings well. She's a good singer. Okay. You can't compare yourself to others, but she can sing. She's a good singer. Okay. She knows she's no Ella Fitzgerald. How many people, Ella's like, whoa. Those people, you're shallow. Uriah's mother looks just like Ella Fitzgerald. The first time Rocky showed up in a little blue dress when we went somewhere, I was like, goo-goo. Yeah. And I look at old pictures of Ella Fitzgerald and think, oh, that's my Rocky. This is Rocky. She looks like Ella Fitzgerald. The nice full lips. She looks a lot like Ella Fitzgerald. And that's why I had such a crush on Ella Fitzgerald. She looks like my oldest son's mother. I thought it was somebody else that got her pregnant. No, it was you, Mr. Super DNA. Yeah, I guess it was. I didn't mean to. I was just trying to protect her. Yeah, because if trust me, there's a someone I'm longing to see. I hope that he turns out to be someone who watch over me. I may not be the one some girls think of as handsome, but yeah, I am someone to watch over you. Yeah, life's eternal and grace is infinite. I will not waver. I will protect everybody from traps like the Temple Set Illuminati. Right? When I said that about scientists and I repeated it to my dad, I'm walking over to this apartment to bring over my groceries, and I got Kai Trump in my head. Could you explain that to people online? Hello, McBurger, McFly. Could you explain that about my grandpa? I'm like, I get it. He got put in those kind of situations. Yes, because we were out washing the truck. And Kai's talking to me. I like her. She's sharp. She's a sharp kid. And she's like, men, yes, and young women will, yes. Chris Hansen to Catch a Predator, yes. When me and Amy watched To Catch a Predator with Chris Hansen, we're sitting there watching this. And Amy, we're sitting there, this is horrible. It's like the most disturbing part is that 14-year-old girls are predicating on older, nerdy men to clean out their bank accounts with their boyfriends. That's the most disturbing part, is taking advantage of these guys that, we'll have to be secret till I'm 18, but I'll be your lover, and I'm so gorgeous, and the girls they always wanted, and will offer themselves up to them. And if it's too good to be true, it is too good to be true. Okay? The moment you engage in a relationship with a minor is the moment she owns you, and the only way you're going to get rid of the evidence is if you kill her. And if she has a boyfriend who's 17 that can kill you, you're fucked, right? Or a brother or a dad or parents, like what happened with Michael Jackson with the parents of the kids. See what I'm saying? Okay, so as you look at these situations, and these, you need forgive that trespass, love one time for peace. I am the Messiah. If you not think it's true, you crazy batshit fucking liar. You tell yourself stuff you want to hear so you can podcast, so you can make lots of money to be a fucked up crazy person who think you smart, right? No, it was really good. I believe this Kai Trump. I believe her. I like her. She's very relatable and she's very likable. And they picked the right kid from the family to talk to me. And I know she knows who Northwest is, and I'm pretty sure they've met. And she laughs and she agrees with me. I'm like, you do know that, yeah. Northwest is the spirit of the grandma in that family. And Chris is the granddaughter. It's obvious. Chris, she act like granddaughter. North, she act like grandmother. Okay? North, 12 years old, but more wise than grandma. Okay? That's true. Northwest comes from people that have been exploited and oppressed and taken advantage of for hundreds of years, okay, for a long time. Kris Jenner comes from people that have been, she's hot, yeah. She comes into the room and gets whatever that bitch wants, right? And Northwest comes from people that do not, okay, but have to, they scamming us, they got to go to, and so she's a sharp kid. She's 12. But she's the spirit of grandma, right? Northwest has that about her. You don't know her. I just knew her one time when her mom was doing something and this sarcastic voice comes, yeah, you're doing this. But she just called her on her shit, and it's like, who's the little girl there? That's her daughter, Northwest. I swear that was Ariana Grande's grandma. I voted for you, Ariana. She said, I'll call them on this shit. Do you see what they're doing? It's not love. They call it love. But then they're going to try to screw you over with this to get money out of you. Okay. Like, that is Conway West's daughter, right? And it's funny. No, I really liked this Kai Trump girl. Yeah, she's very astute. She goes, you got to stay in the family business, and they got them stuck in the family business, and it's a scientific community. And that one lady told me, no, the scientific community is good. They're always seeking truth. You don't seek truth if you understand truth, and they're not very good scientists if they can't understand natural laws and then obey the truth of the natural laws. It's not hard. What was it, the world's most condescending man or whatever? I was sitting there liking and watching those, and one of them was of her grandpa, and it was funny. I'm sitting there laughing. The Wisconsin one really that cracked me up all day. And the Mexican one was also funny, but the Wisconsin one, that one had me cracking up real hard. And the world's dumbest woman, that was the one that drew me in. I was like, oh, I gotta see this. It's funny, she does kind of remind you of Kim Kardashian. She does remind you of Northwestie's mommy. Yeah. Northwest loves her mom. She loves her mom. She hates her mom being attacked and being trapped. And it's hard, and so kids will reach out to me, help, And, I enjoyed talking to her as much as I enjoyed talking to Blue and to, and Northwest is fun. You ever connected to that girl in prayer? Oh, she's spunky. She's got all kinds of personality, right? And there are kids that are born into this privilege that isn't a privilege at all. It's a trap. It's horrible, And then as you try to draw attention to yourself to get people out of this emotional and mental trap, and then other people assault you, it's like, you got, how much money do you have? Okay. But you didn't have any kids. So you don't have to, the only people you have to pay is the people to take care of your dog, right? Okay. And your relationship with your dog is a little bit different than my relationship with my kids, right? That's what I would have said. You know me. I'm mean as fuck. When people start jumping my shit. Oh, really? So you don't cry when you leave your dog, and I imagine that the dog is probably excited when the people you pay to watch your dog actually have somebody with them that actually cares about the dog and doesn't just have the dog to make it look like they have fucking feelings, right? That's what I would have said if I was Jennifer Lopez when I watched that dialogue on The View. And like, holy shit. Girl, you stepped into the wrong... You gonna judge me? Okay. A millionaire judges a billionaire and says that the splinter in the plank. I'd been like, oh yeah, Well, they're just mad because they can't think this quick. Guru, I know. Okay, me and Keith like that. His rhymes were so good because he had a close relationship with the 13th, 22nd Redeemer there. Yeah, he knew who it was. He knew from Islam that there's a guy, lots of people studied it, said, okay, he's a white guy, he's from the United States. Yeah, they didn't have all the information, especially when Guru was murdered. Okay, because I hadn't explained all the information yet about Hiroshima and Nagasaki and my Aunt Nana and the Tularosans and, So they didn't have all the information because people weren't quite understanding it because it's about my life, not theirs. Okay, guys, so let's load this one up. Kai, thanks. That was I'm doing my best to help with Grandpa and Mom and Dad and aunts and uncles. And yes, okay, I'm working on it. You are such a good family protector. You're so cute. You're so pretty. You're so pretty. Yeah, I probably was pretty good at golf, but I just didn't play because I only played once. And I killed a bird, and that was horrible. It really was. Okay. I love you. All right, peace.